How's it going? This is Nick once again, your friendly neighborhood Samsung fanatic. This is going to be part three of my kind of review and opinion-based videos of the new Galaxy S7 Edge. So I've spent just under a week with this phone. I know I said I was going to take about a week to do until I do my next video, but honestly, with cell phones these days, it doesn't really take a long time for us to kind of get the hang of a phone and really get a feel for it. So I'm making a video a little bit faster now, so because I pretty much get the gist of what this phone is all about per se. So basically, I've really liked the phone so far. Everything about it has been absolutely spectacular. In comparison to my Galaxy S6 Edge, there's definitely a lot of things that have been very well improved on this phone. So I definitely want to touch base on those and kind of let you guys know about it. Also, as you can probably tell, I have a case on the phone now. This is a Spigen clear case. It's the most simplistic case that I could find. It's completely clear, and kind of lets the phone shine for everything it is. As you can see, I got the silver version, or I guess the silver platinum version of this phone, and I really want to show it off. I don't want to put a colored case on this phone and have it block off the actual beauty of everything that this phone is. Now, speaking of the case, if you do wind up having an interest in this case, I do highly suggest it. It's very well built. It's got kind of a bumper along the front, the top and the bottom lip, I'm sorry, of the phone, so whenever you set it down, you don't really have to worry about scratching up the display of your phone. And then also on the back, it's got a little bit of a lip around the camera that helps protect the camera bump and the camera lens from getting scratched up. And then you can definitely see on here, it's kind of a perforated surface on the inside, and it keeps the plastic of the case from bubbling up against the back of the phone, which was kind of a gripe that I had with the same Spigen case that they released for the Galaxy S6 Edge. So I'm glad that they actually took the time to improve the case for the phone. But now then, back to the phone itself. I guess since we're on the lock screen, I'll go ahead and start with that. I absolutely love the fact that they have the always-on lock screen. It's definitely something I never thought that I would use, and it's kind of, I thought it was going to be superfluous, but it's really not. Like for instance, today I was at a meeting planning my town's kind of St. Patrick's Day parade, and rather than having to pull my phone out or hit the power button every time I wanted to see what time it was, I could really just glance at the lock screen and not kind of have to look like a rude person as I was doing it, because it's boom right there. And I even had some of my friends at the meeting pay attention to the fact that the calendar and the clock are right there, and they thought it was really cool, and they actually wound up asking me, like, what phone is this? And then I kind of gave them the spiel about the fact that it's the newest Samsung phone and blah, blah, blah. So I really do like the fact that it's on here, and honestly, I spent 2 days with it off and 2 days with it on, and honestly, screen on time, battery life, and everything wasn't affected. Like, I still got essentially the same battery performance both ways, so I didn't really notice anything kind of affecting the battery life as far as having the screen always on. So that's definitely a positive thing, because I definitely thought it would have its drawbacks with the display, but seeing as it is in fact a Super AMOLED display, I mean, the fact that most of the display is black pretty much keeps the battery in check. Another thing, I really like how the calendar and the clock, it kind of hops around the display, like it changes position, and that keeps burn-in from occurring on the display, which I really like, because I never thought that this would happen, but on my Galaxy S6, the place where you have the notification shade that pops down, the little bar that goes across, it actually burned into the display. And so if you look at it closely enough, you can actually see like a different time and a bunch of apps kind of just burned in at the top of the display. So I really hope that they did something to fix that on this generation of the phone, but I really won't be able to see that until I've had the phone for a while. So on that end, I really do enjoy the fact that you have the option for the always on display. I think it's really nice. Now to move on to the other important matter, which is battery life. So far, battery life has been absolutely incredible. It hasn't been marvelous in the sense that, like, yeah, I can definitely make it through 2 days, but it's twice as good as it was on the Galaxy S6 Edge. This phone, I can honestly say with confidence that this phone can make it through about a day and a half. For instance, I have been up since 5 in the morning today, and as you can see, it is now 12:50, and I have been using this phone like crazy today. I've been doing web browsing, I've been talking to some friends over the phone, planning my St. Patrick's Day parade. So basically, after several phone calls, text messages, web browsing, and everything, I still have 77% left on my phone, in addition to the fact that I have my Huawei watch connected to this phone, and I have the always-on display. So far, battery life has been absolutely incredible, and I think that is absolutely top-notch. It fits well with the fact that this now has a 3600 milliamp hour battery, and you can definitely see the performance just way up. Because with my Galaxy S6 Edge, I definitely found myself charging the phone by midday. The battery life was just absolutely atrocious. By the time I was at 50% battery life, I was panicking and trying to find a charger. So it's very nice to have that extra 1000 milliamp hours in the battery to make sure that I can actually make it through the day, and it certainly shows that Samsung really tried really hard with the battery optimizations and everything with their version of TouchWiz and Marshmallow and everything. You can definitely see that they work closely with Google to make sure that the phone works as it should. Next, I want to go and show you guys how quick the fingerprint reader is. So watch, right as I touch my finger down and press on the lock screen, boom, the screen is unlocked. It is that fast. This thing hasn't stuttered once. Press the home button, boom, it's unlocked. That fast. So as far as the fingerprint reader goes, this thing is blazing. Like it's just boom. Phone is unlocked. So definitely no gripes as far as that goes. Also, I have immensely liked the display. I know I covered that previous in my the first and second part of my review, but I just can't say it enough. I mean, just look at how beautiful this display is. It is so vibrant and so bright that my camera can literally just hardly pick up on the app icons and everything, because it's just blaring up at the camera lens. So again, I'm gonna go ahead and turn down the brightness here so my Galaxy S6 Edge can pick up on the phone screen here. So outside of the typical stuff, I mean, the camera performance on this phone has been really incredible. I'm not much into video editing, so I'm not really going to put up any of the pictures that I've taken, but I can very certainly assure you that I outshot a friend who has the Nexus 6P. Shutter speed was faster. The autofocus was just... Whew. Like, his phone took 3 or 4 seconds to focus on a car that was driving past. It kept zooming in and out, and it just couldn't really pick up on the car. And my phone, boom. Focus, took a picture, and it was done. It wasn't blurry or anything. It was like the car was standing still, even though this thing was flying past us at damn near 40 miles an hour. So the camera tech on this phone is super. It is just blazing fast. Picture quality is top-notch. It is just absolutely spectacular. Same thing with video. Video quality is absolutely amazing. It has the autofocus on the video as well, so you can actually have it track an object as you're filming it so that you don't have to worry about tapping the screen and making sure that it knows what you're actually trying to film. It pretty much has an intelligent autofocus that kind of does it for you. So that's definitely a positive to the camera. One thing that I mentioned in a previous video that I still can't get over is I feel like this is a cost-cutting thing, maybe, or maybe Samsung just doesn't want to mess with the overall design language of the back, but the flash is just measly. Like, photos at night, like, yeah, the camera helps with its dual pixel array and everything, but the flash is just absolutely terrible. So I'm actually really upset that Samsung didn't go with a brighter flash, and I'm also upset that they didn't go with a dual tone flash, which is just kind of confusing to me. So I'm really kind of upset on that end. On another end, as far as cost cutting goes, I'm kind of upset that Samsung didn't improve on the micro USB port on the phone, because honestly, as far as charging goes, this thing actually took 20 minutes longer to go from 0 to 100 than my girlfriend's Galaxy Note 5 did. And I mean, realistically, the battery only has 600 extra milliamp hours. And Samsung seems to be touting that every single time they update the phone, the charging speed is increasing, but that doesn't seem to be the case here. So I feel like either Samsung did some cost cutting or used supplies from previous generations of their phones, and they just didn't take the time to overall improve what they had. Lastly, my final gripe is still the fact that Samsung hasn't tried some sort of dual front-facing speaker array. Again, that's just me nitpicking, but I feel like if they're trying to be this amazing cell phone manufacturer, top OEM on the planet, they need to kind of go above and beyond what they've been doing, because so far their phones have looked absolutely identical generation to generation. Sure, they've added the curved screen, they've kind of made the edges of the phone flow a little bit better, but overall, I mean, there's still improvement to be made. Don't get me wrong, the processor in this phone is incredible, the battery is incredible, camera is incredible, but there's just those little bits and pieces that I'm sure eventually in a few generations they will add to their phones, but they just haven't quite gotten there yet. Otherwise, just so that I don't have to split this video up, I'm going to wrap it up here. But processor and everything, the new gaming software that they have on here, the game launcher, everything is absolutely amazing. Games run absolutely flawlessly. I connected a Bluetooth controller to the phone and it works just fine. So really, performance is just down to the T on this phone, so I really have no complaints as far as that goes. So I'm going to wrap my video up here. If you guys have any questions specifically, please feel free to leave them in the comment area, and I'll try to make another video to cover those. If you have any usability questions or anything that's keeping you from purchasing this phone that you want to know, please go ahead and comment. Also, like the video, please. I could really use the likes just to get some attention to my page. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you have any other questions. This has been your friendly neighborhood Samsung fanatic, and I'm out.